事件現場の再構築から始める。ワルギリア、早速頼む。
Hey Bear, how's it going? Oh yeah, this is where we left off. Okay, okay. Let's see. No, Desolate, it's okay. I'm absolutely humbled that I have people here like on the very first second that I start stream, so to me, you are first. You are in my heart. Thank you so much. Hey, Chidarin. Ah.
最初の遺体発見はシャノンから。
Okay, Shannon was first.
屋敷内の1階客間より発見されました。
Okay.
扉と窓は施錠され、密室を構成していました。
ベアートに説明要求。密室の定義を再確認。
Okay.
密室の定義は内外の出入りが一切隔絶された室内を指す。
Inside and the outside of the room are completely isolated from all travel between them.
当
Okay.
然、内外からの一切の侵入、脱出はおろか、干渉もできない。
Okay. Ooh, emotions. Oh god. Oh god, I don't know what that means for me. I'm probably gonna be like completely evaporated. Oh man, why do I have such difficulty taking in this definition? I think it's because I keep looking at the choice of words to see, okay, where would, you know, some trickery slip in. But okay, let me calm down. Outside of the room and inside, completely isolated from all travel, no form of intrusion or escape, not even any interference is possible.
それは包括的に隠し扉の否定、外部干渉の余地一切の否定を含む。
Okay.
以後、この定義をベアトリーチェの密室定義と呼称する。
Mm-hmm. Oh! How did I not pick up on that? That's such a good one, Bear. Actually, when I was in the UK a couple of weeks ago, we went to a park one day and there were seagulls flying around and crying. So I tried to take a video of them, but of course, like they look super tiny. They're like little dots on the video, and actually their cries didn't really register that well in the audio. I would have been like, look, here are the British seagulls. They're crying, and Jessica hasn't eaten them. But yeah, it was not good enough for that joke, so I didn't do it. Battles on fire. Yeah, a very good one. Right, so we have Beatrice's locked room definition.
細部確認。
Yes, please.
外部干渉の余地の定義とは。
Yeah, thank you. I was thinking, like, what is interference?
外部から釣り糸やら長くて細い棒やらなどを使って直接的に干渉するあらゆる余地だ。
Uh-huh, okay.
つまり、扉や窓にはそのような小細工を混ぜる隙間すらもないと判断せよ。
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you're right. Actually, in my mind, I would have described them as sea cats. Yeah, you're right, you're right. I don't know why. Right now I said seagulls. But yeah, I was like, here are some of them British sea cats. But yeah. Yeah. You are to conclude that there is not even any gap in the doors or windows by which to use such tricks.
どうかな。仮に隙間がなくても、リモコンなどの電波は干渉できるはずだぜ。
よかろう。電波など、それに類する遠隔操作技術も干渉不可能であると定義に追加する。
Okay.
客間には内線電話もあるぜ。それと連動した仕掛けは遠隔操作にはならねえのか。
電話はすでに使用不能だろうが。
I wonder why it's never been explained how they are suddenly out of order. I doubt it was the rain. Someone tampered with them.
ああ、もう面倒だ。
Uh-huh.
それも含めようぞ。直接間接のあらゆる方法で、室外よりの密室内への干渉は不可能だ。
Right.
声やノックは密室に入らずに外部から干渉できるはずだぜ。
Battler is really going deep into the nitty-gritty.
密室であっても声をかけることやノックは不可能ではなかろう。意思疎通の可否は密室の定義に反しない。
つまり外部との伝達方法までは途絶していると定義できないんだな。
そうなります。
了解したぜ。シャノンちゃんの客間はそのベアトリーチェの密室定義を満たすってんだな。
その通りだ。
密室定義了解した。ワルキリア続けてくれ。
はい。シャノンの遺体はマスターキー1本を所持。発見した親族がこれを回収。
ベアトに復唱要求。今回のマスターキーの本数は？
前回と同じ。各使用人が1本ずつで5本だ。
ってことは密室にはまだならねえってわけさ。マスターキーはまだ4本余ってる。シャノンちゃんを殺害後4本の鍵のいずれかで施錠するだけの話だ。
And let me guess, all of the others are in their own locked rooms with the master keys, so it's impossible.
その通りでございます。そして見つかったのはマスターキーだけではありませんよ。
はい。遺体のすぐ傍らに紋章入りの養鶏封筒が。中に手紙はなく、2階客室の鍵が入っていました。
2階客室の鍵。それは2階客室の扉をマスターキー以外に唯一開けることができる鍵だという定義でいいのか。
The only key other than the master keys that can open the door to the second floor guest room. Okay.
問題ないぞ。そしてマスターキーと違い、その1本しかない。
つまりある特定の部屋を開けるにはマスターキー5本に加えその1本しかないというわけです。
これはつまり次は2階客室へ行けというメッセージなのか。となると大人たちは2階客室へ移動したな。
はい。2階客室の扉もまた施錠され、魔法陣が描かれていました。親族はシャノンの遺体脇より入手したその鍵によって開錠。室内にて熊沢の遺体を発見。室内は密室。定義はベアトリーチェの密室定義に準拠。熊沢はマスターキー1本を所持。
Okay.
これを親族が回収。そしてシャノン同様に遺体の傍らに養鶏封筒を発見。中には3階控室の鍵が。親族は3階控室へ移動。
そして3階控室の扉にも魔法陣でさらに施錠されていて。
はい。室内にてゴーダの遺体を発見。室内は密室。ベアトリーチェの密室定義に準拠。ゴーダはマスターキー1本を所持。これを親族が回収。
The background music is too low? I had not changed any settings. Wait, let me double check. Let me double check two things. First of all, what's the volume of the game? Ah, the game should be a bit louder. Right, but then there's also in the config that I lowered the music in the beginning and it's always been like that. Where is it? No, isn't there like a volume? Yes, BGM music. Yeah, I always had it like this. Is this better? Better. Okay. It's kind of loud for me, but I can also adjust it from my headset, so I am good. As long as it's alright on stream, I'm good. Right, Godao had the master key. Okay.
そしてこれまで同様に紋章入りの養鶏封筒を発見。中より2階貴賓室の鍵が。
Second floor VIP
親族は2階貴賓室へ移動。
Right.
なんなんだ
Alright,
こいつ
cool.
は。
Thanks for pointing it out, because I can't really tell.
てめえ、何を企んでやがる。
そう睨むほどのものでもあるまい。密室ではあるが、それを開けるマスターキーはまだ何本もあるではないか。律儀にマスターキー以外の固有の鍵も申請している。
気に入らねえ展開だぜ。だが展開は読めてきた。
Umineko's music first, story second. Oh lord.
この調子で6人続いてくってわけか。
Yeah.
はい、その通りです。2階貴賓室にて源氏の遺体を発見。マスターキー1本を回収。地下ボイラー室の鍵を発見。地下ボイラー室へ移動。地下ボイラー室にて金蔵の遺体を発見。
Now he can't have a master key, right?
礼拝堂の鍵を発見。礼拝堂に移動。礼拝堂にてカノンの遺体を発見。マスターキー1本を
Yeah,
回収。
okay. This is breaking my brain, making my brain hurt. But basically, it could have been achieved in like a. It could have been done in the reverse order in which they are discovering it. So, in like, you had the key available for the next room, and the next room, and the next room, and then some trickery involved to somehow also lock the last room. But I'm. I don't know if my brain is ready to get there, to go there. Let's see. Virgilia constructing the scenes for us like this should be a good help. Yes, yes, this is actually very nice. I like it. It's a sound novel after Rikishi values music and sound effects a lot. Alright, cool, cool, cool.
1階客間の鍵を発見。
Right, so now it's circular.
以上で6名の遺体発見の再構築を終了します。
補足です。
A supplement.
金蔵の遺体の傍らで発見された養鶏封筒には礼拝堂の鍵と一緒に手紙が同封されておりました。手紙の内容はすでにご確認の通り、碑文の謎を解くよう改めて催促する内
Hey
容です。
Zeku, how's it going?
ってことはなんだよこれ。最後のカノン君のところに一番最初のシャノンちゃんの客間の鍵があったってことは密室が6つ数珠つなぎになってるってことなのか。
その通り。
Mm.
6つの密室が数珠つなぎになっておる。それぞれを解錠する鍵はそれぞれ隣り合う密室によって閉じ込められている。つまり6つの密室が1つの巨大密室を形成し、その中に全てのマスターキーと固有鍵全てを閉じ込めてしまっているのだ。
Yeah, the beauty about this circular thing is it only needs one point to unravel it. Just only one, and then everything falls apart. So if we could find that, that would be great.
ちなみに6つの部屋の扉や窓はいずれも普通。
They are
オ
normal.
ートロックのような鍵を使用せず施錠できるような仕掛けは存在しない。どうだよ、綺麗なもんだろう。
Was it specified specifically? Like specified specifically? Yeah, great English, good job me. But was it said like explicitly, specifically that all of the windows they were perfectly locked? Does that fall into the definition of a locked room? I guess it should be there, but like I'm treading lightly with the assumptions when it comes to bedroom too.
ですからお嬢様、そのあたりに品がございます。
When Ronoe rebuked her, Beato stuck her tongue at him shamelessly. Of course she did.
悪い悪い。ついついバトラと遊んでると上機嫌になってしまうのでな。それでバトラ、お前の指し手はどうなんだよ。特に思いつかないんなら わらわがヤギたちに遺体を運ばせて、魔法にて全ての扉を封じるところを特別に見せてやってもいいん
Yeah,
だぜ。
exactly.
好きにしろ。お前の主張する魔法説として拝聴しとく。だが俺はお前の主張とは全く異なる人間説をお前の主張に一切干渉されることなく主張することができる。それはつまりお前のざれ言に耳を貸す必要は何もないってことさ。好きに魔法の杖でも振るって七色の魔法で扉を閉めるところでも実演してろってんだ。隣でそのうちガマの油と万能包丁の実演も始まるぜ。ワルギリア、事件現場を再構築。穴を探すぜ。全員は間違いなく死亡してるのか。誰かが死んだふりしてんならこんなの密室でも何でもね
え。Magic is the real, believe in it.
南條は全員の死亡を確認。
Obviously, magic is real. Ooh, ooh. There are quite some things in this world and in this life that to me are akin to magic, and I believe in them and I appreciate them. This is not one of them.
ただし護身率の否定は悪魔の証明により不可能。つまり誰かが生きているのを南條が見逃した可能性をゼロにすることはできません。
Yeah, I guess this is one thing that we would have to do, no matter how much it hurts. And I kind of I sympathize with Nanjo. He's as we've seen him so far, he's pretty cool. To this day, I find it super cute that when he talks, like the way his mustache moves. I don't know why. I just find it super cute and endearing. But that is also very true. Like the certainty of death comes from his assessment, not from reality. Like it's not a hard, undeniable fact. That's what I mean. You can believe in witch or human culprit, but I forever believe in Kinzo doing fancy cocktails, drinking fancy cocktails on Hawaiian beach. Yes, yes,
来
yes.
たな。悪魔の証明か。
I hope that's where he went after being completely charred to death. I hope he's enjoying his time.
だがそいつをぶった切る剣は存在する。
なんだよあいつら。わらわをのけ者にして楽しそうだな。
That is pouting.
わらわは対戦者であるぞ。
Oh. I never said that Hawaii wasn't located in hell. That's true. It's true.
少しは構えというのに。
本来チェスを対戦するのにあたり相手とのコミュニケーションは不要です。
Beatrice wants the attention.
お嬢様は指し手以外のコミュニケーションによって煙に巻いていた。それに惑わされないということはつまりこういうことなのでしょう。
Yes, that's exactly it. Oh my god. Okay, I gotta say, this is cute. And very entertaining.
なぜだか納得がいかぬ。
Well, you dug your own grave.
お嬢様はチェスを挑んでいるはずではないのですか。
それもそうだが。
それはそうだね。I can't. Beatrice puffed out her cheeks as though saying, I don't know why, but I don't like it.
警察未介入の現場につき人間側からの検証は限界があります。
Absolutely stellar voice acting, as is the case for all of the other characters in this novel. It's just absolute top notch. Cream of the crop. Cherry on the cake.
厳密な死亡確認のため復唱を要求することを推奨します。
よっしゃ、ここで叩くぜ。 副将要求だ。被害者6人は全員死亡している。
お嬢様、副将要求が出ておりますよ。
She's pouting. She's busy.
おい、ぼんやりするな。副将拒否か？
Oh, that emote is so good. So cute. Hey, hey, how are you? Yeah. Come in and join us. I'm just floored by Beatrice pouting. Just cute.
ここからが戦闘開始だ。
おったっとったすまぬすまぬ。いいぞ、応じるぞ。
Pom pom emotes, very cute. Oh, the animated one is super cute. Alright.
金蔵、源氏、シャノン、カノン、ゴーダ、熊沢の6人は死亡している。
Alright.
何をぼんやりしてるんだか。よし、まずは一つ引き出したぞ。死んだふりって王道はまず否定されたな。
もはや手加減などせぬぞ。好きなだけ来るがよい。
Go for it, Battler. Please
次々
represent
斜め切
us.
りにしてくれるわ。
続けて副将要求。6つの部屋には誰も隠れていない。俺たちが認識していない人物の存在を否定してみせろ。
You can deny the existence of people we aren't aware of.
どうする。6つの部屋には誰も隠れていない。
よし、これで6人だけの缶詰は確定だな。そして死んだふりもない。
どうするどうする。人間にはもはやどうしようもないであろうが、おとなしくわらわが素敵な魔法で鍵を自由自在にするところをひざまずいて拝見しろよ。
寝言言ってろ。
What is that one? Ah, the spray. What?
さらに副将要求だ。6人の死亡は即死である。
即死？ほう。どういう意味だそれは。
犠牲者の一人が瀕死の状態で部屋まで逃げ延び、内側から施錠して密室を作った後、息絶えた可能性があるということですよ。
The music is just straight up Ace Attorney, yes. Like, to be honest, I have never played it or gone into it much. I just seen like bits and pieces of it around the internet. I don't even remember in which context or whatever. But whenever Battler does his like classic pointing thing, it just reminds me of that, and I'm like, wait, am I in a different place? Is it a reference to that? I have no idea in which order they came out. Is it like a little tribute to that, or is it just a coincidence? It reminded me of that as well, and I barely know the memes. Yeah, me too. It is a reference. Oh, that's very cool.
密室殺人の古典ですか。致命傷を与え、しばらく後に死ぬことを確実とした場合、犠牲者が殺人者から逃れるために部屋にこもり、施錠後に死亡したなら、予期せずして密室が構成されることはあり得ます。
Battler's design was influenced by Ace Attorney Ryukishi confirmed that. Okay, cool. Because like if even someone as like completely disconnected from that as me can draw the comparison, then yeah. Very cool.
その可能性を否定するには、赤き真実にて6人は即死であったことを宣言する必要がありますよ。
よかろうよかろう。赤き宝刀にて切り伏せよう。6人は即死であった。即死とはつまり攻撃を受けて即座に行動不能になったという意味だ。 まあ完全な意味での死亡には数秒もしくは数分をかけたかもしれん。だがいずれにせよ自らの意思で何かの行動をとることは完全に不可能であった。
Well then, aren't you contradicting the red a little bit with the white? Like, you could have said in red the six became incapacitated instantly and died shortly after or something like that. But, like, you say they died, but then you kind of take it back? Okay.
その意味において即死と断言できる。
ここまでは古典の確認だ。お前との密室対決はここからだぜ。犯人は内側にいないなら外にいる。そして外からどうにかして彼らを殺したんだ。
何を血迷うか。密室イコール外部からの殺害は不可能であろうが、故に魔法殺人しかありえない。
いいや違うね。殺人は現に起こったイコール密室ではないが正しいのさ。お前がどう煙に巻こうと、これは断じて密室じゃない。密室に見えるだけのまがいものだ。
しかしバトラ様、室内には犠牲者しかおらず、それ以外の人物は室内には存在しておりません。そしてお嬢様の密室定義により外部からの遠隔殺人も明確に否定されておりますよ。
待ちな。遠隔殺人の定義は広大だぜ。何も部屋の外から釣り糸を引っ張って室内の犠牲者を絞め殺したとか、そんなのばかりじゃねえ。例えばトラップだって立派な遠隔殺人だ。
トラップ？ほう、それは何か。
一例だが、彼らにあらかじめ決められた部屋に入り、内側から施錠して自ら密室を作り出すように指示を出す。そして室内には彼らがそれとは知らないトラップが仕掛けられており、それによって彼らは殺された。どうだ、これなら矛盾は生じない。
問題ありません。現状と整合します。
当方も問題ありませんよ。お嬢様の密室定義にも抵触しません。
なんだその間抜けな推理は。いずれの室内にも不審なものは発見されなかったぞ。そのトラップはどのような形状なのか、どこに隠してあってどう作動したというのか、それを6人分、客間、客室、機械室、貴賓室、ボイラー室、礼拝堂の6つで説明してみせよ。
Not really. You don't have to explain that for all 6 people. Like I said, I think it's enough for one, and then everything else is like unraveled.
どうだ、できまい。
反論拒否。それを説明する必要はねえにもかかわらず、俺の主張は揺るがない。
なんだと。
ベアトリーチェ、悪魔の証明ですよ。そのトラップの形状を説明できないことが、すなわちトラップ否定の理由にはなり得ない。
うまい。
That is also
強
true.
引ながら見事な一手です。
I mean, good of them. I personally, my mind just doesn't go there immediately because it's like such a tricky, roundabout way to do it that it doesn't really occur to me. Reverse Uno, which yeah, yeah, they're using their own methods against them. This little game we have here of Nezu saying something and the battler immediately repeating it after her is great. Oh no, I don't want to replace that, it's fine. I'm not particularly a fan of Beatrice, but it's fine, I don't want to insult her either. I am Battler incarnated. This thing of me saying something and then the protagonist of the novel saying the same thing or something along those same lines, I've had it since the early Steins Gate days. Okay, I don't know what's happening, but I've had it. I've had it with Ocarina, I've had it with Tomoya, I've had it with Riki, now I'm having it with Battler. There's something there. I don't know. It's fun. It's often a sign of a well-written main character, like the writer respects your intelligence. I guess so, yeah. I don't know if I would necessarily think it like that, but just like it feels nice to be on the same wavelength and to... It's in a way as if... I know it's impossible, but it gives me that feeling of like the novel gazing back at me and anticipating what I might feel or something, or like the question that I would have, or my immediate reaction and then reflecting that back. It's cool. It feels nice. It makes you feel very involved in it, as if it's because obviously what it is in reality is basically the novel just putting itself out there and us basically ingesting it. There's no two-way street, right? There's only one direction in which the information goes to, but it makes you feel like you are actually in it, so that's nice. Immersion nailed. You have to imagine writing the scene. He thought about this for hours, days, maybe even weeks, so he certainly also thought about how readers would think about it. Yeah, I cannot even imagine how much effort must go into this, because just reading this, my brain hurts, and the circular thing is just not a thing that I am up for right now. Given the late hours of the day and my level of overcharge during the day and all the things that I had to do, I just I'm trying to calm down a little bit and not go too deep into it, but I can't imagine what it must take to be the one who sets it up, and not just sets it up but writes it in a way that doesn't give away the actual answer and keeps it like mystical and entertaining and, you know, makes you ponder and stuff. Yeah, I can't imagine. All of my respect to the author. I should dress up as Battler? Wow. I never would have thought of that. Unless the character saying your thoughts aloud is the story's detective assistant, because those tend to have slightly below average readers' intelligence. Mystery novels in particular have to be written backwards, kind of, since you need to know all the solutions first. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I don't want at any point to underappreciate the amount of effort that must go into something like this, because it's probably like at a level that I cannot even begin to imagine. So all of my respect, all of my respect. Right, let's see. I will agree though that using this move is so unsatisfying. Because it doesn't actually bring anything to the conversation and doesn't explain anything. It's just a move to counterattack their, hey, you have to explain this, and Battler can like weasel out of it like, no, actually, for what we're trying to achieve here, I do not have to explain this. Which is good, but it's to me it's not fulfilling. I would want to move to something that goes more into the meat of the matter, please.
Check.
And that's the trick of it. It still takes insanely high skill, but basically you have the end and you just have to create the needs to come to that conclusion. Oh yeah.
発見できていない殺人トラップ X により
Again, my
こ
mind
の密室
hurts.
殺人は成立可能だ
My mind hurts just reading that sentence. I can't imagine what it is to actually have to execute it. It's possible to establish little Octo murder via a murder trap that they couldn't find.
赤き真実にてそのチェックを切る。
Okay, Beatrice is feeling a little bit cornered here. Okay, let's see. What red truth is she gonna throw at us?
6人はトラップで殺されてはいない。
トラップの定義は
Yes, yes, define
あ
it.
れだ、
One of those.
犠牲者が勝手に引っかかって発動するやつとかだ。それだけじゃない。リモコンで発動するとかタイマーで発動するとか、そういうのもろもろ全部含めたやつだ。
仕掛け人が直接関与することなしに殺人を遂行できる全ての仕掛け。という定義でよろしいかと思いますよ。
どうだ。
I'm just wondering if that is. Okay. See, this is where I kind of get caught into the wilderness of this whole logical battle wasteland, where we figure out the rules as we go. What does that mean for her side of the argument, that she had the stakes come and, you know, be the ones who murdered the people and so on? Isn't that a kind of remote device? Because she didn't kill them herself, she didn't perform the action of murdering, she kind of like, let's say, remote activated the stakes. But at the same time, the things that we are debating here are in the human realm. So does this translate, or is this red truth simply confined to the human realm, and like in the magical realm everything goes? I don't know. I think the very idea of the red truth is a stroke of genius that can only come from someone who has read a ton of mystery novels and found a way to simplify the reasoning process. Yeah, it's definitely something novel to me. I have not come across something like this, but like just generally Umineko is at a level of things that I have never encountered and probably will never encounter in my life ever again, because wow. Okay, wow. And also I can't imagine what it must be to live with this inside of you for probably years and years and years at a time until you get it out, and even when you do get it out, to be like, it could be even better, and then you like polish it and stuff. Yeah, and add more context and like side stories like we were talking about in the Discord, and wow, yeah. The only thing they discuss is whether the means of killing were magical, I guess. Stakes that turn to ass nechans is magical to me. Alright.
切り返したぞ。人間にこの密室が破れてたまるか。
I'm gonna write one of the longest VNs of all time about a cute evil witch. Oh, and also go over the entire history of the mystery genre. Yeah, pretty much that encapsulates it perfectly, yeah.
お前も勝つために必死だな。
Yeah, she is. She's feeling cornered though. It's time to flip the chessboard a little bit. To see, like, what was she trying to do with this? Because this felt like a knee-jerk, in the moment kind of reaction.
どういう意味だ。
お前は自分の存在を俺に認めさせようと必死に戦ってる。今まで俺は一方的にお前にいじられてるだけだと思ってた。しかし実際は違った。お前もまた俺の切り返しに必死に抗い、自分の存在を示そうと戦っている。
The depths that statement has metaphorically. Ooh, I can already envision it. And like this. Oh, okay.
俺はよ、今ようやく実感してるぜ。
This isn't torture inflicted on me about whether I'll submit or not.
俺とお前の対等な戦いなんだ。さて、面白くなってきたぜ。6人は密室で死に、部外者は中に誰もいない。そして外部からはちょっかいは一切出せず、トラップもないときた。これまでの俺だったら、これはもう魔法の仕業しかありえねえだろうと思うだろうよ。このタイミングでお前におかしな魔法を実演されたら、 そりゃ屈服もしてただろうさ。これがお前の得意戦術だ。俺の指し手を全て迎撃しきり、俺が万策尽きたと膝をつく。心の防御力が弱るその瞬間に、これ見よがしにおかしな魔法を見せつけて、一気に勝負を持っていく。
昔から短気な性分で、勝ちの目が見えると焦る悪い癖は相変わらずです。
お嬢様はお預けができない性分ですから。
うるさいうるさいぞ。バトラの手番であるぞ。
I did not expect the controller to vibrate there. That was so cool.
そなたが進めたトラップの駒はわらわが赤にて切り捨てた。
Yeah, again, if you have the chance to play this with the controller, I very highly recommend it. Like, the moments where the rumble is at it, yeah, it really highlights them. It's really cool. Even though it takes me by surprise all the time, I cannot get enough of it.
次は何を繰り出すのか。存分に来るがよい。
おっ、トラップまで潰され、一見こいつは完全な密室犯罪に見える。だからこそここでチェス盤をひっくり返す。
Yeah, there it is. There, you do it. Yes, please.
来たな、そなたの得意技よ。何をどうひっくり返せるというのか、見せてみろ。
ああ、見せてやる。いかにして密室の中の6人を外から殺すかを考えるんじゃない。ああ、ダメだダメだ、全然ダメだ。そうさ、どうやって外から殺すかじゃない、どうやって中で死んで密室にするかなんだ。そうさ、これが答えなのさ。犠牲者6人の中に犯人が含まれていたと考えれば、この密室は極めて容易に説明できる。
Mm-hmm. Keep going, yes.
バカな、その6人は死んだとはっきりわらわは赤で言ったはず。
死んだのは6人、犠牲者は殺された5人、
Yep.
もう1人は自殺だったと仮定すれば、この密室は打ち破
Exactly.
る。
It's enough for one setup to be picked apart that everything unravels because they depend on each other.
確かに犯人が最後の密室に自ら入
There
っ
it
て
is.
施錠し、自らの命を絶てば、この連鎖密室は成立します。
犯人の自殺、普通では考えられない一手ですが、考えられないから存在しないは存在しない。そしてその動機を立証する義務は彼にない。魔女とのチェスでしか使えない実に力強い一手。
まあ動機がないとは言い切れませんね。例えば金蔵は余命があとわずかと宣告されています。残りわずかの生を惜しまず、自らの死をメッセージとした。
I'm trying to hold it in from drawing parallels to and then there were none because I don't want to spoil it for anyone who has not read it and who might come across this. But man, it's hard. I'm holding it in.
という動機づけも不可能ではないかもしれません。
It's so on the nose here.
お嬢様、こちらの手番ですよ。
まさか死者の尊厳を踏みにじってまで犯人を生み出してくるとはな。
Unfortunately, it's what we gotta do. We gotta do what we gotta
こ
do.
やつ、血も涙もない男よ。
死者を犯人に仕立て上げる、この非道なる一手は、前回のゲームでお前がカノン君を陥れた一手だ。この手でお前に一矢報いることが、ゲームは異なるが、あの時のカノン君への手向けだ。
Oh, Battler! Oh, my heart! Because you kind of expect to have read it. It's not absolutely necessary, but you can see how he's baiting people with these references. I can see it, yes! I can see the parallels, although I'm like... Obviously, I have this built-in expectation that he flipped everything on its head and that you cannot use it as a template to figure out this mystery, right? Because then it would be boring. But I can see it so clearly. Rereading it is so fascinating, yeah. I love Battler.
今俺はあの時のカノン君の無念を晴らした。
ここで手を休める義理はありませんよ。
Yeah, of course, it's a different experience when you know everything. You don't have the same kind of like rush of adrenaline, but you uncover layers that you didn't realize were there.
全員の死因が自殺でないことを確認すべきです。復讐の要求を推奨します。
Ooh.
ああ。
Zeku seems to have an arsenal of emotes.
だが自殺なんて甘い言い方じゃ追い詰められねえぜ。
Well, do tell me afterward, and which, by the way, implies that you should still be hanging around with us after that. I'm kidding. But yeah, that would be really cool.
ベアト、こいつで詰めだ。
Let's see.
復讐要求。
See, this one is the most Ace Attorney thing that Battler has. At least in my book, maybe I'm wrong. Oof. Oh god, please no. I don't think I will attempt it, not seriously. I'm all good.
6人は全員他殺である。
The 6 deaths were all homicides.
これは痛いですね。
ああ？どうしたよ。6人が殺されたんだろう。最も単純な一番最初の前提の確認でしかないぜ。
That is true.
復讐でき
I
ねえ
love
の
his
か。
smile and that sprite. I love it.
復讐を拒否する。理由は特にない。
Come on, Beatrice. If there were no reason, then you would repeat it. You have a reason.
ここでの復讐拒否はリザインと同じ意味だぜ。チェックメイト。6人の中に犯人がいて密室構築後に自殺を図った。
I mean, it's good for the moment, but obviously it's not gonna be as simple moving forward because there will likely be more murders and we cannot pin them on someone who killed themselves, right? So there needs to be some connection there in a different way.
以上だ。
Yeah.
待て。
Checkmate Umineko is so far from it. I'm aware it's far from it.
言う。望み通り赤を行使するぞ。6人は誰も自殺していない。
Interesting though. Or is it even? Yeah, I mean, and this also in the state of like, I'm noticing things, but I have no idea if they're relevant or not. I'm just noticing them. Because before, when we managed to, or like when not we, I say we because I kind of like feel very connected to Battler. But when Battler managed to make an argument against her for the murder in the chapel in the previous episode, she gave it up. She gave up that first round, but now it seems like it's very important to her to not lose this. And even though she is cornered, and initially she wouldn't have wanted to make this move, now she's deciding to make it. And I wonder why. What has changed? Oh, Beatrice. Oh, sorry, Beatrice is in the novel. Bea is in the chat. I'm trying to differentiate that way. Bea is overtaken by the emotes. That's so cute. That's so cute. None of the 6 committed suicide. She already said it. No reason in particular. Uh-huh. Yeah, sure.
どうだこれで満足か切り返したぞ切り返した
ち、なんだよ。言えるじゃねえかよ。だがおかしいな。なんであんなに狼狽してるんだ。
Yeah, exactly. Why is she so frantic right now?
気のせいよ
It's not. Witches are fickle, we know that much. Yeah.
わらわも今回は必死でなそうそう心にゆとりもないのだ深く気にするでない
Why are you so frantic? If you are right, if you are a witch and magic exists, and your argument is solid, why are you so panicked? She really has to go to the toilet. Oh, that's a good one. I need Beth to just cackle on my ringtone. Oh god, no. I mean, suit yourself, but I'm just imagining. I have had my phone on silent for like decades, over a decade. I don't have ringtones. I liked them in the beginning, but I kind of like overcame that phase. And my phone just vibrates now. I can't imagine having a sound. And I furthermore cannot imagine having it be bad. You just cackle all the time. We have it in our Discord, and after the 100th times, it just annoys you. Cackle, cackle. Yeah.
要求した副賞が改ざんされていますよ。ごまかされないように。
Yeah, she did say it differently. She did, didn't she? Yes, because the request was that this wasn't a homicide, and she said none of them were suicides. So it is slightly different. Where is the difference? Where's the gap? Why did she choose this? All of these questions.
ダメみたいですよ、お嬢様。
そうか。6人全員他殺とは言ってない。
Oh, Kotomi. Yes. 半分こ。So cute.
6人全員自殺にあらずとこいつは言い換えた。ということは他殺でも自殺でもない人間が混じっているということだ。
One or more of the people was not killed by someone else and didn't commit suicide.
これが真相だ。
Okay, the thing is, I'm struggling right now to come up with if they were not killed by someone else and they didn't commit suicides and there were no traps. I'm trying to come up with what exactly would have been the what else fits that gap, and I'm probably struggling because ways of killing people is not something that I commonly stop and think about. Okay, so I'm kind of out of my depth here, but let's see.
6人の中に潜む犯人 X は5人を殺害後密室を構築した。そしてそこから何かの方法で逃れるか隠れるかするつもりだったんだ。
Okay.
ところが事故った。本人すらも想定しない理由により事故死し、自ら望まない密室殺人を構築したんだ。
Okay, I see. I see. That was the only locked room I was able to solve. I think. Oh, cool, cool, cool.
これで決まりだぜ、ベアトリーチェ。チェックメイトだ。
くそー。その程度でわらわが追い詰められると思うか。この程度でリザインを叫ぶものか。その愚かなチェックメイト、 わらわの赤き宝刀にて何度でも叩き切ってくれようぞ。6人の中に事故死は
失礼。当方ここで作戦タイムを所望いたします。しばしのご猶予をお許しください。
正当な要求です。問題ないかと。
おう、強化するぜ。俺も今まで散々そいつをもらってる。
Oh no. Oh, but Kotomi is so cute.
今度はお前がそれを使う番だぜ。
ありがとうございます。さあお嬢様、こちらへ。そして心の中で静かに数字を100数えましょう。
She was about to dig her own grave and he stopped her. As Beato grew thoroughly panicked and agitated, Ronoe had quickly covered her mouth with his hand and suspended the game. Let me read again. What was she about to say? I'll slice up that foolish checkmate with my red treasured sword over and over again. Among the 6, there were okay. I don't know what that would be there. Among the 6, there were no, or there were none, or some. She was trying to invalidate something about them. Anyway. There were no clowns! Zekto didn't even read Nagisa's route and after story. Ah, alright, I see. He then pulled Beato away in the name of a strategy conference.
Kuso.
What do you mean by Kraus, though? What? Am I misconnecting things? Pretty much a lie. You mean about the clowns? But it was the servants and Kinzo that were murdered. She didn't finish no accidents. Okay. That was my first instinct to that. Like, she was probably just trying to deny the accidents, but I don't know. Ah, okay, I see what you mean. Kraus is a clown, yeah. I guess, yeah. No, don't worry, no need to apologize, it's alright. I know myself and sometimes I don't keep up with things or don't connect them properly. So I'd rather just ask, and apologies if I make you repeat yourselves or make you explain things to me. But I just don't want to gloss through what you're trying to say, right? I want to understand it.
ベアトが熱くなってる今が追い込む絶好のチャンスだったんだが。
And he recognized it, so he took her away. Beato normally behaves elegantly. Her cackle might go against that, but yeah. But she actually has a really short temper and gets mad easily. Her normal intelligence falls silent when she starts getting agitated.
ロノウェは冷静ですね。おそらくあの子に頭を冷やす時間を与えたのでしょう。あの子はあなたのチェックを外すことに意地になり、いくつかの大駒をやすやすと見捨てようとしていた。第一の番など、所詮は前哨戦。
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. Maybe this is what I was implying earlier, that this is just the first one. Before, she had no trouble conceding the first one, only to bring out the big guns later on. But it seems this is like very important to her to win this, to the point where she loses sight of everything and she just like rushes through head first. So I wonder why. I hate when people know more about some characters like Kraus than the streamer does and spoil that. Kraus being a clown? I don't particularly feel spoiled by that. Maybe there is some deeper implication there, but I'm not aware of it, so I think we're okay. It's okay.
あの子は引き際を誤りかけた。
つまり、どういうことだよ。俺のチェックメイトは成立したのか。
あの子は赤を宣言しかけていました。チェックメイトにはまだならないでしょう。しかしおそらく、頭を冷やしたあの子は、リザインを宣言するに違いありません。
まさか、あの負けず嫌いがか？
ええ。
Visionary extraordinaire, the magnificent demiurge of financial markets. I want to lose that.
負け戦は1秒でも早く兵を引き上げ、いかに損失を減らすかが
Yeah,
肝
exactly.
要
And
です。
she's not doing that. She's like rushing straight ahead.
難しいのは、それが負け戦であるかどうかを測ること。あの子の執事は、それを冷静に判断したようです。
It's no one's fault. The world wasn't ready for his brilliance.
やれやれ。つまり、あと一息のところで逃げられたってわ
It's
け
the
だな。
world that's as fault. Good conclusion.
ビシッと。俺がチェックメイトを決めて、
Zawardo.
とどめを刺すって流れには、簡単にはならねえんだな。
でも、これはあなたの勝ちだと判断してよいでしょう。向こうはギリギリで大きな損失を踏みとどまったようですが、それでもかなりのダメージを与えたに違いありません。その傷の深さは、あの子の狼狽ぶりから十分理解できたはずですよ。
だな。
At least that I can gauge as well.
これ以上いじめたら泣き出しちまいそうだぜ。
As we talked, Runaway returned with Bato, who wore a meek expression. She didn't have the same bold smile as usual, but it looked like the blood wasn't rushing to her head anymore.
よう、お前の手番だぜ。次の一手は決まったかよ。
デザインだ。この場はお前に勝ちを譲る。
Bato told me that, frankly. It seemed as though she had taken a far-sighted view, as though saying, if you want to laugh, then laugh. It was a bit of a buzzkill, and I lost my desire to attack her further.
お前がリザインしたってのは、結局のところ。俺の説もお前の説も、互いが相手を否定できないイーブンって意味だからな。
Yeah, that's the most unsatisfying thing about it, that there's like not really that much progress made in either direction. It's just, okay, it's a truce to just give it up here. And no one is better or worse off, we're just the same. It's kind of like a draw. There's like, you've put in all of this work and there's nothing at the end. It's okay, Bea. I understand that you're trying to protect me and stuff, but to be honest, I really have no idea. And I don't particularly feel spoiled, so we good. I good. We see some new sides of Beato, that's some progress. Okay, yeah, okay. In that sense, I agree. I just meant about the battle of logic and arguments that were being thrown around. In that sense, there wasn't much progress made. We have some red truths, I guess.
負けってよりは引き分けって意味で受け取っとくぜ。
気持ち悪い同情などいらぬわ。この場はわらわの負けだと言っておる。そなたには雨に濡れた犬を、さらに棒で叩く趣味があるというのか。
ねえよ、お前と違ってな。
Even though she ridiculed me horribly, when I showed signs of defeat. She was so pathetic when it was her turn. I thought of her as a pretty unfair person, but I decided to act with dignity as a winner and accepted it. Good. Very good. I approve this message. Beto had resigned. That was the only result of the first twilight. Beatrice couldn't counter my move of one of the six was the culprit, and that person died in an accident. No, she probably could have countered it, but because of some strategic decision she had given up. Yeah, probably to counter it something would have been disclosed there, like some large piece of the machinery. And they couldn't risk that. But I can't imagine what it is. Exactly. I felt less like I had won and more like she had escaped me one step from victory. It's exactly how it feels. In chess against witches, it is possible to battle onwards solely using pieces called X, which don't need explanation. Thanks to the devil's proof, I can create as many strange fictions as I want and use them to fight in the argument. But that's only within the context of chess with the witch. In our human world, such as an abstract story can't explain anything. The first twilight today was a chain of 6 locked rooms. It certainly may be possible for a human. Beato hadn't been able to completely deny everything. However, I don't have a clue who committed the crime, why, and how they actually did it. I shouldn't say this having won, but I get the feeling that I would have felt less muddled if I had just been told right out by Beatrice that it was completely impossible for a human. Although I hide behind these abstract pieces called X, I couldn't deny that some kind of unthinkable, creepy intention had definitely pervaded this mansion. I think this is also something that I struggle with personally. Because to come up with the answer to this, you have to put yourself in the shoes of someone with not just murderous intent, but the desire to commit it in such a fashion that is so out there. And then you would have to imagine how that person would think and how they would strategize and how they would achieve certain things like the locked rooms and so on. But it is so disturbing for me to put myself in that situation. I had the same experience with And Then There Were None. Like I couldn't. It was very difficult, and also the novel itself it's not necessarily first of all not creating a pleasant place to be because it feels incredibly claustrophobic, but at the same time there is no character with which you can feel a certain connection because they all have their own things that are objectively bad, so you cannot like them and you cannot connect with them. And then trying to figure out which one would potentially have the most deranged mind out of the deranged minds that already exist, it was just not something that was suited for me, and I didn't really feel like putting myself in that situation. And here it's similar, but not because the characters are deranged, but I think it's actually for the opposite reason, for the fact that I actually like so much some of the characters. It's very, very difficult to put myself in that position. So I kind of like, I'm giving some considerations here and there whenever my mind comes up with them, in case if there's any interest in hearing them or any entertainment in like picking my brain a little bit. But I feel like this invisible barrier in going much further or much deeper, or like I don't know, it gives me the heebie-jeebies, okay? How can the abstract become the concrete? That's the real brain teaser. Yeah, indeed. Rikishi played with that too. Just look at Eva, who comes across as a bossy bitch in episode 1 and 2, and then you see her background and motivation in episode 3, and most readers start to sympathize with her a lot more. I do, feel like I have gained quite a lot of understanding of where she's coming from. I still think she is unpleasant. Not necessarily a bossy bitch. I don't particularly have an issue with women asserting where they stand. It's just the way she goes about it. That doesn't sit right with me at all. Nezu, I'm just like Battler here too. Yeah, I guess. I feel like the most reverse Uno thing that could happen is to like somehow have it turn out that, oh, Battler did everything, which, God, please, no, let's hope no. My brain is hurting just thinking about that. No, please. But see, this limits me a lot because I don't even want to go there. If that's what it is, sure, fine, you can like rip the bandit off at the end or whatever, but like don't make me think it until that moment. You know what I mean? She has a mean streak, of course, but that's just human, especially when you consider her upbringing. Doesn't mean we can't like her. Oh yeah, no, that's alright. Obviously, I can totally understand if someone ends up not just sympathizing, but like liking parts of her, or liking the whole of her. Definitely her husband loves her, so he sees something in her, and I like Hideyoshi. So, totally cool with that. It's just for me particularly... it doesn't really work, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I hate her. I just find her unpleasant. Those are different levels. She's a lot less controversial than Rosa, let's put it that way. Yeah, that is true. That is true. I would also struggle to say who I like least out of them. So don't put me there. Okay, let's go on. The true enemy of holding a fort probably isn't the fear of unseen enemies. It's whether you can keep it going over a long period of time. Maria had gotten bored and had started making a ruckus because she wanted to watch TV. Since there was no TV in the lobby, she decided to return to the cousin's room upstairs. At least from what we've seen thus far, I feel like Rosa wins a little bit in the controversial part. At least from what we've seen thus far. I can only comment on that. Because Eva's is a little bit more straightforward in the sense of she has had to elbow her way through life constantly because she was seen as lesser just by having been born a woman. And so then, and when you actually see examples of what she's had to endure because of that, and what her own family, her own flesh and blood think about her, even though she puts in all of this effort and tries so hard. I don't particularly find it controversial that she turned out the way she is. Of course, if there's even more to unpack there, I cannot comment on it. Just by looking at this, I would say it's less controversial than Rosa. But of course, whatever will come, and we will reassess then. Empathizing with people is not the same as liking them, after all. Yeah, I agree with that. But so is disliking someone doesn't necessarily mean that you hate them. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. Thank you. I'm glad I'm understood. I know people who would reject that and who would demand a more black and white kind of thinking, but I am not about black and white, and I'm all about the nuances in between. So that's me, and that's what you're gonna see from me. The adults probably didn't want to leave Maria all on her own, among other reasons. Yeah, exactly. Like, that's a really bad idea for her to go alone. They told all the children to go to the cousin's room upstairs. George, his heart wounded by the loss of his fiancée, had no willpower to resist that and led the cousins upstairs. At first, Nanjo had been reading a book in the lobby. But when he noticed that the relatives looked like they wanted to talk about something shady, he said, "It seems I am in the way," and returned to his room upstairs. No, why are you splitting up even further? Have you learned nothing? Oh, it's literally the reason why I stuck with your stream. But oh, Celine, what are you doing? You're making my heart warm and fuzzy.
腹減ったな。ぼんやりしてるとそれ以上に眠気が来るぜ。
無理もないわよ。私たちは夕べ寝てないんだから。
きっちり24時間をここで籠城することになるだろう。
I like everyone but Rosa. I like to hate on her though. She is a great character to hate. That's fine. I can totally understand. Some of the things that the characters have been through and some of their actions or backstories can hit differently for each of us depending of our own backgrounds and where we come from and experiences we've had in life, so that is perfectly understandable. If it hits a sensitive chord, even if you would have, let's say, the ability to empathize or sympathize with the character, if you don't feel inclined to do it, then like I definitely am not gonna be the one coming in and telling you have to do it. So it's all yours to feel however you want to feel about it. That's the whole point. I like Rosa. Hey Jeff. That's also alright. Because you can also come at it from the angle where you understand what she's been through, and maybe you don't fully agree with what she's doing, but you can see where it's coming from, and it's from a place of hurt where others have basically inflicted this upon her. So you can go there as well. It depends on each of us how we want to go there, how we want to see it. The characters I dislike are probably a very unusual choice. I never heard anyone else say that they dislike them. It's a very subjective thing. Of course, that's the whole point. Rosa Sims, nah, it's alright. I mean, you're the biggest simp for a character that at the moment I am not fully sympathizing with very much. But that's alright, I respect that, and I also am, you know, holding up my own feelings about it. And if she gives me more substance on which to like her, I will admit that. Earlier, I admitted she was very cute when she was pouting. You know. I won't hold back from that just because in the beginning she made a bad impression, but she has to like show me a bit more for me to actually get to a place where I like her. I can fix her. Let's not go there.
無理をせず交代で仮眠する方が賢明かもしれんね。
A full 24 hours. You are very optimistic, my friend. Incredibly optimistic. I'm a Kire, aka tortures kids in his basement for fun simp. You're all okay. See, again, this is something that I respect about Chidori. If that's the character she likes, she has her own reasons. It's all good.
そうですね。私と主人がここにおりますので、辛い方は無理せずお休みになってください。
相手はそれを期待してるかもしれないわよ。この人数では崩せなくても、いくらか減ったらその隙をついてくるつもりかも。
And yet you sent the kids away and you sent Nanjo away. So how does this make sense?
ここには7人いるわ。2人ずつ交代で3時間くらい休むとか。明日の朝は遠いわよ。今はまだ体力があるからいいけど、今夜は辛そうね。
せやな。眠いもんはおるか。無理せんと休んでや。
Hideyoshi looked around at everyone to see who wanted to sleep first, but no one volunteered. Everyone was just as tired, but no one was bold enough to be able to sleep now. Their fear of the unknown culprit was just as strong as their sleepiness.
おらんかいな。まあみんな無理はせんでな。
眠くなったらその時に考えるわ。 確かに眠いけど、今はそういう気分じゃないの。
Eva spoke sharply and then read once more over the second letter from Beatrice, which had been found in the boiler room. Beatrice had sent them 2 letters and had repeatedly told them to solve the riddle of the epitaph. And she had even provoked them by saying she would give up the inheritance, both assets and headship, if it could be solved. Eva took out a notebook and opened it to a page with the epitaph copied onto it.
例の碑文ですか？ええ。犯人の言いなりになるのは尺だけど、どうせ時間は腐るほどあるわ。退屈しのぎにはちょうどいいと思って。
悪くない時間潰しだ。兄弟で仲良く挑戦してみようじゃないか。
借りてもいいかしら。もう少し大きく書き直すわ。夏日さん、もう少し大きな紙はないですか？使用人室に紙くらいあるでしょう。取ってきます。
Natsuhi immediately brought a B4 blank sheet of paper from the servant room. Kiria brought out Eva's notebook, wrote out the epitaph on the paper, and laid it out on the table. Straight away, everyone peered down at it. A fence of people naturally formed.
話には聞いとったが、こら難儀な謎やな。何を言っとるのかさっぱりや。
私も一時頑張って挑戦したんだけれど、同じくさっぱりだったわ。
分かってたらのこのこと金策には来ねえさ。何しろ10トンの黄金だからな。
Alright, Zeku, take care. Thank you so much for dropping by.
真面目に読むのは初めてなんだけど、大雑把に言って3部分に分かれてるのかしら。
昨夜から思っているが、桐江さんはだいぶ頭が切れるようだ。ひょっとすると私らでは解けなかった謎をいとも簡単に解いてしまうかもしれんね。ああ、桐江は鋭いぜ。変な先入観を与えない方が面白い捉え方をできるかもしれないな。
Interesting. The crows who gave Eva flack in the past for being a woman and not being good enough, and that education for women, if it's too much, it's damaging or something like that. I forget exactly his words. He says to Kirie, who is a woman, "Oh, you're so sharp. Maybe you can figure what we couldn't figure out." How does that compute? Or maybe again, I'm reading too much into it. I don't even know. Almost like people can change when they get older. I don't know if thinking like that can be changed.
そうね。桐江さん、率直にこの碑文を読んだ感想を聞かせてくれないかしら。
Character development, or was he just a bully? I don't know. I guess there's a significant gap there, and the story hasn't filled it in. I will give it that. But I feel like he has moments even now when he looks down on his own wife, so... I always assumed that he was just trying to look good in Kinso's eyes by spouting dumb shit. Alright. That's a fair point. I don't know which is the truth.
多分皆さんのお役には立てないと思うわ。みんな買いかぶりすぎよ。
いやいや、思いつきや適当でいいんだ。お前の話を聞かせてくれ。俺が悩んだ時はいつだってお前のヒントが助けてくれたんだからな。
I quite like the Rudolph Kitty relationship a little bit more than the Kraus Natsuhi one, because he does have these like endearing moments when he seems incredibly genuine in expressing his appreciation for Kitty. So that's that. I mean, maybe he really is a hardcore traditionalist. Who knows? Yeah, I guess we'll see if there's anything more on that. Kirie isn't the sister he'd spent his whole life being at odds with. Okay. Okay, I can see what you're saying. that what he was saying wasn't necessarily motivated by him actually believing those things, but by just trying to put Eva down.
あら、役に立ってたのね。今更だけど嬉しいわ。
よせやい。いつも感謝してるぜ。
仲がいいのね。
Yeah, it's cute. I don't particularly have a like or necessarily pronounced dislike for Rudolph, but seeing him interact with Kiria, it's so cute. Sometimes it's like me like.
羨ましいわ。
ぜひ私たちにもヒントを授けてほしいわ。いいのよ。どうせ時間つぶしなんだから、リラックスして。
Kiria was bewildered by all this praise she was suddenly receiving, but they had plenty of time. She realized that this was just a way to waste time, and she decided to accept that role.
きっと見当違いなことを言っちゃうと思うけど。じゃあ、私の考えで進めてみるわね。
最初に言った大雑把に言って3部分に分かれるとはどういう意味かね。
そのままの意味よ。碑文はだいたい3つのパーツに分けることができると思うの。まず最初のそこに黄金の鍵が眠るまでの5行。ここまでが鍵のありかを示した最初の部分。そして第10の番までの11行が黄金鏡そのものの場所を示した部分。そして残りの6行は黄金鏡にたどり着いてからの部分ね。
Alright.
そうですね。鍵と黄金鏡、そして黄金鏡の宝の話の3つに区分けできますね。
その程度なら我々だって把握しているさ。鍵と扉、そして宝を示す3つの区分だ。
兄さん余計な口を挟まないで。キリエさんに自由な発想で発言してもらうのよ。
I'd love to see you tackle the epitaph sometime in the future, maybe once you have accumulated more clues or just feel like you're trying to solve it can be a lot of fun. Or cause headaches. Oh man, I feel so ill-equipped to figure that out. But yeah, let's see how things progress and how I feel about it.
キリエ、続けてくれ。俺たちもそれについては同じ認識だ。それで。
最初に出てくる懐かしき故郷というのはどういう意味なのかしら。
Yeah, wasn't this like pondered a little bit in the first episode
普
too?
通に考えたらお父様の故郷を指すのかしら。懐かしきとわざわざ断るところを見るととても思い入れのある故郷のように思えるわね。お父さんは小田原の出身だったかしら。
生まれは確かに小田原だけど、お父様が懐かしむ故郷は多分小田原のことじゃないわ。それについては多分兄弟たちは全員同じ場所で認識してるわね。
そうね。多分小田原じゃないわね。聞いた話ではとても楽しい少年時代だったそうよ。
親父の人生で最大の不幸は多分後宮家の当主にさせられたことだろうよ。
おそらくな。親父殿は後宮家の当主になど本当はなりたくなかったのだ。
それはどこなのかしら。そしてそこに鮎の泳ぐ川は。
当時はあったんじゃないかしら。今はだいぶ開発が進んだでしょうから鮎はいなくなってるかもしれない。お父様が少年時代の当時に鮎がいたと言われると非常に調べるのは困難ね。
川も一本ではないだろう。地理的な意味では我々もそれぞれにかなり調べたつもりだ。エヴァに至っては現地まで直接調べに行ったんじゃないかね。
あくまでも旅行としてよ。でも街並みは当時と完全に変わってる。何しろ戦争を挟んでるのよ。
Oh my god, you really looked on Google Maps? Oh wow. That is dedication. I wouldn't personally invest the time. I guess I have the feeling here that the answer is not... Like, there is some metaphorical laced layer of that with the epitaph. And the answer is not... How do I put it? It's not fantastical, like in the realm of magic, but it's not so concretely rooted in reality that you could look up a map and find something that would necessarily help. I feel there's like something in between, or like a combo of there, like there's something intertwined that takes things a bit further out of the concrete plane of existence and adds some sort of figurative interpretation to them, but I can't say which is which. They also did this. Oh god, the dedication. Oh, you have all of my appreciation and respect. He did solve it. Good job. Well done.
お父様がどこに住んでいたのかさえ正確な場所の把握は不可能よ。多分お父様が自ら現地へ足を運んでも今となってはどこに住んでいたか特定できないでしょうね。
あちらさんも随分目覚ましく復興したって話だからな。
鮎の川と言われてはっきりとした地名は出ないの？
そりゃな。
Alright, that's still very much commendable, so good job.
何しろ鮎だぜ。水がきれいな川に住むってんだから、それこそ心当たりの川は無数だったろうさ。親父が無邪気に鮎釣りをした小川もその後の開発で埋められたりもしただろう。戦前の地図、もしくは戦前の現地に詳しい人でもいりゃ話は別だが。
多分そういう話ではないわ。
どういうことだね。
懐かしき故郷を貫く鮎の川。黄金鏡を目指す者よ、これを下りて鍵を探せ。ここまでの2行で一度開業してるのよね。この2行だけで何かの提示が成立するのよ。その何かに基づいて次の3行が続くんじゃないかしら。
何かの提示って何やろな。
わからないわ。とにかくその2行だけでどの川かわからないとか、そんなあやふやじゃなくて、はっきりとこの川という特定ができるのよ。
Yeah, it feels like it's supposed to indicate a certain direction, maybe?
ひょっとすると水の流れる川ではないかもしれないわね。鮎の川は何かの比喩かもしれない。
A sort of metaphor, there it is. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about too. The translation team worked super hard on making sure that everything works in English too, since there's obviously a lot of problems that the use of kanji can cause. Yeah. Yep. That's very cool of them, because I feel like this would be one thing that would hold me back. It's like, how well does it actually work in English, and like how much am I missing in terms of possible hints that could be laced within the text itself if I don't know if I'm not familiar with the original intention of choosing certain words and maybe specific kanji to write it or whatever. But that's like a whole rabbit hole that I do not want to go into. It's arguably a bit easier in Japanese, but it's solvable in English. Alright, interesting. Alright, so you liked the epitaph, the riddle of it. Very cool.
鮎という言葉にはどんなイメージがあるのかしら。
鮎は鮭みたいなもんや。淡水魚だが生まれてすぐは海に出るんや。そして大きくなると川に戻ってきて生活し、そこに産卵して生涯を終えるんや。
I have like 18 paint pictures and 8 different TXT files of notes. Oh, that's all the dedication. I love to see it. All of my thumbs and toes up for you. Good job.
まあ一度は家を出るが大きくなって戻ってきて卵を産むってなあたりは
Part about them getting big and returning there to lay eggs.
一族繁栄的なイメージがあるかもしれんな。
You only needed love. Aww, yes. Although I still don't understand what that means yet.
淡水魚なのに海水でも生きられるのかよ。知らなかったぜ。川魚だから海には出られないと思ってたぜ。
鮎は香りが良いことから香魚とも呼ばれるとか。
Aroma fish. Okay.
私は食べたことがありませんが、塩焼きにするととても美味しいそうですよ。
That's the magic of Umineko. It's fun for puzzle solvers, but it's also just a really, really good story if you're not into that. Yeah, I feel like I fall mostly on the second side of that sentence. I still find it interesting to be puzzled by the puzzle and then see what the actual solution was, but I don't think I'm the kind of person who would be able to come up with it. Aww. Desolane, that's so sweet of you. Thank you, thank you. I guess, okay. We'll see how things go. I can't make any promises. That's all.
なんや夏日さん、鮎の塩焼き食ったことあらへんのか。うまいで。
Wait, let me read that again. They have a pleasant smell. I have never eaten one, but I have heard that they are very delicious when grilled with salt. Yeah. Shioyaki. Yep. I've heard of that too. I don't think I've ever had it either.
今度ごちそうしたるわ。
庶民の料理だ。君の口にはふさわしくない。
What are you talking about? The most delicious things in life are the simple ones.
これは私の妄想なんだけど、実は私鮎の皮のイメージから家系図を疑ったことがあるの。
A family tree.
鮎は一度海へ出るけど、また生まれた川に帰ってきて産卵するんでしょ。まるで私のことみたいだなって思って。
そうね。今だから白状するけど、私もあなたとマリアちゃんのことを指してるんじゃないかって疑ったことがあるわ。
I did not expect that. Peasant food like pizza. But no, really now, I know the word peasant has become quite, I don't know, bastardized in a sense, but my grandparents were like literal peasants, like people who lived off their land. And they led very simple lives with their animals and their little plot of land and their crop fields and so on that they took care of. And the most delicious food that I have ever had was the simple food made at my grandparents' place with very common ingredients, but delicious ones that were raised and, you know, planted and taken care of by their own hard-working hands. Right? I've had, like, experiences in fancy restaurants, and they were nice. It was a cool experience. But there's just something about the simplicity and the just high level of aroma that kind of like brings out in food that just like it cannot be explained, it cannot be encompassed, and it cannot be recreated by a restaurant no matter how fancy it is. So yeah, I disagree there. Peasants are based, people who are able to live entirely on their own. Yeah, right? It's amazing. It's amazing.
なるほど。
Sorry about that.
川を下ればやがて里あり。家系図を下ってくと見つかる里はマリアの名に含まれる里の字だけだ。
Oh, see, that's exactly something that I could have never, ever in my life. Okay, great. Yeah, there we go.
でしょ？でもみんなも知っての通り、お父様はマリアのことを毛嫌いしてて、ほとんど言葉を交わしたこともない。それにお父様はかつてマリアに全然違う名前をつけるように言っていたの。それを私が勝手にマリアにした。お父様はそれをとても怒っていたわ。その経緯を考えると、財産や家督を引き継ごうという大切な碑文にマリアの名を引用するとはとても思えなくて。
マリアちゃんに碑文を読ませたことは？
あ、ええ、もちろんあるわ。でもさっぱりみたいだった。
Didn't she have it written down in the first episode? Weren't they, weren't like the kids going over it and Maria had it written? Or maybe I'm misremembering.
魔女の復活の儀式みたいな相変わらずのオカルト話ばかりでさっぱりだったわ。
I mean, given her more or less connection or inclination towards the witch, there could be a potential connection there. Maria has it in her notebook. Yeah, okay, thank you for confirming. My memory is not the best, but sometimes I have like moments like this when I remember things from like way long ago.
親父殿とマリアの接点。確かに両者にオカルト趣味はあるが、全く交流はなかった。私もマリアのことを指しているとは思えんね。
懐かしきとわざわざ冒頭につけているのが私は気になるわ。さっきみんなが言っていたように、お父さんにとって後宮家の当主となることが不本意だったとしたなら、それを懐かしんだりするかしら。それは後宮本家を指す小田原ではないと思うの。私にはこの懐かしきという冒頭の一語がお父様にとってとても大切な思い出深い場所を示しているに違いないと信じているんだけれど。
Alright, but which is that then?
まあいいさ。当時の地図もさっぱりだから特定は困難だが、とにかく親父の少年時代の故郷に鮎が泳げる川は何本かあったろうさ。
水の流れる川ならね。それから
続けてよ、キリエさん。川を下ればやがて里ありからの産業はちょっとよくわからないわ。これは多分鮎の川の2行に連結してる。鮎の川の正体がわかれば多分自然と意味がつながるものなのよ。それがわからない限りこの産業を先に解こうとしても無駄でしょうね。
鮎の川の正体がわからねえとお手上げか。しかも文字通り河川を指した保証もねえときた。たく。
They all know where Kinzo spent his youth, but they won't tell you.
鮎ってのは何なんだ。親父の好物か。
I have no idea.
それとも何か特別な意味があるのか。深読みしても仕方ねえのか。
ミクロとマクロの2つの視点を持たないと視野が狭まるわね。深く考えすぎないで。魚が泳いでいる川、あるいは流れ、下るもの、登るもの。そのくらいの抽象的なイメージにしておいた方が発想が柔軟になっていいかもしれないわ。
そして鮎の川の答えが続く産業を経て黄金鏡の鍵にたどり着く。
こうして考えると3つの区分というのは間違いかしら。正確には4つの区分ね。鮎の川を下り黄金鏡の鍵を見つけ、黄金鏡へ旅立つ、そして黄金鏡の宝。
実に面白い。せっかくだ。続けて碑文の最も中心的な部分である 黄金鏡にたどり着く第10の晩までの見解を聞かせてくれんかね。
この碑文の中で最も象徴的で、そして物騒な部分ね。
生贄なんて単語が連発するから、ついついお父様のオカルト儀式と関係があるんじゃないかと思ってしまうけど、キリエさんならどう見るかしら。
Kiria recrossed her arms several times, peering into the paper with the epitaph copied onto it as though she was looking through it.
これはとても難しいわね。鍵を手にせし者はから始まるということは、多分鍵を理解していないと話が進まない。お手上げではあるけれど、一応挑戦してみるわね。
鮎の川が水の流れる川とは限らないように、その鍵もまた本当に鍵の形状をしたものなのか疑わしいわね。
そうね。暗号とかキーワードの可能性もあるわ。だってこの鍵は鍵穴に刺すものじゃない。
Yeah, but what irks me the most is like chosen by the key. How would the key choose the sacrifices? What does that even mean? So it makes me feel like the key is not just an inanimate object or a concept or something. It's like something with a will or something with the possibility to indicate something else. But I don't know what it is.
第1の番に6人の生贄を選ぶためにあるんだもの。
What does it mean indeed? Yes.
その意味においては、この鍵は黄金鏡の扉を開くものじゃないと言い切れるわね。
しかし、物騒な鍵です。6人もの生贄を選ぶ鍵なんて。
鍵がどうやって選ぶんや。
Yeah, there it is.
ルーレットみたいにくるくる回すんかいな。
この鍵がある特定の6人を指し示す。いいえ、ある特定の6つを指し示すというべきね。
Wait, what's the difference here? Towards a certain specific group of 6 people? No, we should say it points to a certain specific group of 6 things. Okay.
もしこれが文字通りに生贄を捧げろという意味でないならば、例えばアナグラムかもしれないわ。
The key is the goals, Jessica 8. Oh, damn it, Jessica.
アナグラム？文字遊びのことかね？
ええ。さっきローザさんが家系図の話でマリアちゃんの名前に里が含まれてという話をしていた時からずっと考えてるの。例えばルドルフさんは懐かしき故郷という単語からずっと地形的座標的なものを想定しているようだけど、そうじゃないかもしれない。これはある種の謎々、あるいは文字遊びかもしれないって。
ごめんなさい。文字遊びとは何ですか？
ああ、カモメカモメカチンカチンみたいなやつさ。歯を抜いたらなみたいな。
What is this translation? Can I? Oh God.
夏日さんは育ちがいいから知らねえだろ。
歯を抜くと？
よしなさい。君にはふさわしくない品のない遊びだ。
Klaus won't let her eat salt grilled fish, not play indecent word games. Rudolph being Rudolph, yes. He says something surprisingly similar in Japanese. Alright then, very high props to the translation team. Only Natsuhi didn't get it and had a blank look on her face. It seemed that she had only guessed the answer had to be something undignified after hearing Rudolph and Eva's snickers.
夏日姉さん、こういうことです。 マリアのなぞなぞブックにあったんですけどね。タヌキの手紙っていうのがあるんです。タの文字がいっぱい混じった暗号みたいな手紙があるんだけど、タの文字を抜くと、そこに正しい文章が浮かび上がる。みたいな。
あ、タヌキ、ああ。
そんな遊びがあるんですよ。
ああ、なるほど。
Oh, wow, okay. Natsuki finally realized the answer to the undignified riddle Rudolph had posed, and her face grew red as she hung her head in embarrassment.
その抜くというのが案外殺すというのに転じるかもね。ええ、私もそれを思ったところなの。黄金鏡の鍵とはひょっとすると6文字の単語かもしれない。
つまりタヌキの手紙の「タ」が6文字あるっちゅうわけか。これはややこしいこっちゃな。
Alright, I see. Interesting. Yeah, that's very close, I guess.
文字遊びか。日本では子供の遊びという印象が強いが、特に英語圏では知識人のこじゃれたユーモアでもあるらしい。親父殿が関心を示すことは十分に考えられるね。
ただここで急にわからなくなるの。ここまでの流れは謎に満ちていながらも非常に順番的だった。鮎の皮、それを下れ、そして鍵を見つけろと非常に順番的。
No pressure. Think. I don't know if I want to.
そしてその結果、6文字の鍵を手に入れたと仮定するんだけど、そうすると何から6文字を殺すのかわからなくなるの。
そういやそうだな。6文字を何から引くんだ。
I don't know. I don't know.
その提示がないな。
第2の番に残されし者はとある。ということは少なくともその何かは有限の文字数なのよ。そこから6文字を抜いて残った文字で話を進めろと読み解けるわ。なのに
Yeah, but
最
what does
初
it
に提示があ
mean?
るべき何かがわからないの。
They're a party two who are close. It's all about like playing with words or letters. That becomes if that's what it is, I don't know if I have the ability to work with it unless I sit down and quiet and do it by myself. I don't know if I can do it. And I don't even know I want to attempt that.
やっぱり文字遊びという過程が間違っているのかしら。
Everyone crossed their arms and fell into silence. It felt like they were about to reach a novel understanding that they hadn't been able to before, but they stumbled just one step before it. At that time, Hideyoshi's stomach rumbled heartily. What was that sound? I self-inserted into Natsuhi in parts like this, just watching cluelessly. Yeah, I feel very much close to that sentiment as well. The silence up until then was broken by laughter.
すまん珍しく普段使わん頭を回したもんですっかり空腹になってしもた。やはり朝食抜きは答えるわなあ。
夏日、ここには何かないのかね。
軽食の備え程度があったはずです。用意しますね。
俺も腹ペコだ。上のガキどもも腹ペコだろうよ。しかし18人分もそして3食もここに備蓄があるのかはちょいと疑問だな。
そうやな。 明日まで長丁場や。一度屋敷に戻って厨房で缶詰の類でも漁った方がええかもしれんな。
クラッカーとおつまみくらいしかありませんが、それでよければ準備できます。でもこの人数ではお昼の分も残らないかも。
Hideyoshi just has this really strong vibe of the jolly uncle. He does have that. It's that part of him that I really like.
今はそれでいい。すまんが準備してくれんかね。
And it feels incredibly genuine, like in the moments when he's being lighthearted and upbeat, he's genuinely lighthearted and upbeat. Like he's not using that to mask something else or something. That's how it feels to me. And yeah, that's I can't stop myself from liking and appreciating that, because people like that are rare. I would say someone who is able at that age, when they're supposed to like be an adult and be burdened by all the stuff of life and carry the weight of the world on their shoulders or whatever, to have these moments when they're just like genuinely just jolly in the moment. Yeah, yes, please. I appreciate that a lot. The atmosphere grew more peaceful and the epitaph investigation meeting broke up for the time being. Wait, did I read the first one? It looked like the men had been taken over with an appetite that stopped all thought. Yeah, I had not read that. The atmosphere grew more peaceful and the epitaph investigation meeting broke up for the time being. But Eva kept staring at the paper the epitaph was written on, like she was going to burn a hole through it.
文字遊びはあくまでも私の仮説。それが間違ってる可能性もあるわ。エヴァさん、あまり根詰めないで。
Yeah, but the thing is, if you don't try anything a bit more seriously, you're just gonna be stuck in, oh, but it could be this, or it could be that, or it could be the other thing, which is kind of where I am floating right now, and it's annoying.
ありがとう。私の勝手でやってるの。
Yeah. Sometimes it might be worth just following a direction up until it's just blatantly clear that it's wrong. So then you at least have the conviction that it's wrong and you can set it aside.
放っといてくれないかしら。
Eva spoke coldly. Kiria didn't bother her anymore and went to help Natsuki prepare.
姉さん、私たちも朝食の準備手伝った方がよくない？
じゃああんたが手伝いなさいよ。私はこれを解くので忙しいの。
ごめんなさい。じゃあ私手伝ってくるわね。
まったく、なんであなたはそんななの？
え？
この碑文を解いた人間が後ろ宮家の家督を譲られるのよ。あなたは関係ないと初めから諦めているようだけど、もしも解ければローザにだって家督を引き継げるチャンスがある。あの兄さんから全てを奪うチャンスなのよ。どうしてその千載一遇のチャンスをあなたは真剣になって挑めないの？
それは。
Rosa hung her head, troubled over how she should answer. She regretted for the first time in a while, carelessly speaking to her sister when she was in a bad mood.
あんたも何か気づいたことがあるんなら言いなさいよ。私やキリエさんは真剣に推理してたのに、あんたは相槌ばかりだったじゃない。ほら、何か気づいた点はないの？ほら！
これ不思議よね。
不思議？何が？
黄金鏡っていう単語よ。何度も出てくるわよね。黄金鏡って単語。
それが何よ。黄金鏡を文字分解すると何かキーワードにでもなるの？
そうじゃなくて、ほら、この第10の番だけおかしいでしょ？
え？
みんな黄金鏡なのに、なぜかここだけ黄金の里なの。わざわざ「の」が1文字混じるのよね。どうしてここだけ言い方が違うのか漠然と気になってて。 あ、別に意味なんてないわよね。お父様のことだもの。ちょっとした言葉のあやでたまたま言い方を変えただけかもしれないしね。
Oh no. We're back here.
つまらん。
おや、何がつまらないのですか？
つまらんつまらん。
はてさて、この子が何をぼやいているのかさっぱりですよ。
おそらくマダムがバトラ様にいろいろと入れ知恵をしたのが
別にそんなの不満ではないぞ。不甲斐ないバトラがようやくわらわに釣り合うレベルになったので、むしろ満足してるくらいだぞ。
I'm sure you are.
少しバトラ君と仲良くしすぎましたか。若い子同士に任せて老人は退散した方がいいのかしら。
When Virgilia and Runaway giggled and cackled, Beatrice's irritation meter finally reached its limit.
揃いも揃ってわらは笑い物にしよって。ロノウェ、しばし姿を消せ。消えろ消えろ。
かしこまりました。それではしばしのお暇をいただきます。
Runaway bowed his head, still laughing, and hid himself. After that, all that remained was the figure of Beatrice, who was grumpy and irritated, and Virgilia, who was coolly enjoying her tea.
この島に19人以上いないと言ったあの赤が、むしろあなたを追い詰めました。
やっぱりな。ちょっと早いかなとは思ったんだが、やっぱ早かったかな。
彼をもっと迷走させてからならともかく。まったくにもって無駄な切り札でしたよ。むしろ彼を奮起させてしまいました。
In addition to his victory condition of denying the witch, Battler had held on to a different victory condition, since he had wanted to explain things without suspecting any of the 18. Hadn't he been at his weakest when he was being tossed about by these two opposing goals? However, Beatrice had used the red carelessly and had proclaimed that there were no more than 18 people. Because of that, Battler had been forced to suspect one of the 18, and he finally began to build up the readiness that he needed to accept that. Battler was stubborn, but because of that, when he was struck where he was fragile, fissures would crack all over him, like breaking china. That itself should have been his greatest weak point.
前回圧勝だったんで、ちょいと油断が過ぎたかな。
ええ、油断が過ぎましたね。前回はバトラ君にとって難易度の高いゲームでしたが、どうやら今回はあなたにとって難易度の高いゲームになりそうですよ。
割れた壺は決して元に戻ることはない。未練がましくかけらを拾うより、他の手を考えた方が建設的というもの。しかし、すっかり知恵をつけたバトラに、どう仕掛ければよいというのか。
炉の上のクッキーより、あなたが困っている顔の方がお茶菓子にぴったりですよ。
バトラもお師匠様も、炉の上までもわらわを茶化扱いだ。わらわは決して甘くはないというのに。
I would say you put yourself in that position yourself. With a shameful, childlike face that she would never have shown in front of Battler, Beatrice rolled her head around on top of the table.
お師匠様。
Snack battle.
せめてヒントを。
おや、何のヒントですか？
バトラをギャフンと言わせて、わらわを認めたくなるようなうまい指し手を。ズバリ教えろとは言わないから、その せめてヒントだけでも。
I thought you didn't need a master and you were all self-sufficient and had surpassed her and all that jazz.
ダメですよ。私は今、バトラ君の味方をしていますから、あなたに利することは教えられません。
そんな固いこと言わずにさ、弟子が困ってるというのに。
師匠を超えたと散々豪語していた気がしますが。
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. Virgilia is loving this habit. Oh yeah. And I love her loving it.
年寄りらしく老快な知恵を一発授けてくれよ。
What are you trying to do now? Suck up to her?
頼むよ。バトラにばっかりずるいってよ。
もう、相変わらずのだだっこですね。でも、確かにちょっとバトラ君にヒントを与えすぎたかもしれませんね。あなたのお給にはなったけど、フェアなゲームとしては少し肩入れをしすぎたかもしれない。
そうであろう、そうであろう。頼むよ、お師匠様。せめて今後のヒントだけでも。
ヒントだけですよ。意味は自分で考えるのですよ。
自分で考えるからさ、頼むよ。
Okay.
バトラをケチョンケチョンにできるやつを頼むよ、お師匠様。
It was truly shameful how she behaved when Battler wasn't around, even though she acted utterly like a great witch in front of him. Virgilia sighed, lamenting under her breath that Beato never seemed to grow up.
ではヒントだけ。イソップ寓話の北風と太陽というお話を知っていますか？
もちろん。旅人のマントを奪うために北風と太陽が勝負する話であろう？
そうです。乱暴かつ請求な方法が常に最善の選択肢とは限らないということです。
言われなくても分かっておるわ。わらわが勝ちを焦りすぎたことはすでに反省しておる。
意味はよく考えることですよ。それからバトラ君も少々誤解があったようですが、あなたにも誤解があるようです。あなたはこのゲームの勝利条件を理解していますか？
バトラを屈服させることの他に何があるというの？
No, I do not know the fable.
ほら。
Yeah, she's too focused on that. Let me read this again a little bit. The moral is that violent or impatient methods aren't always necessarily the best decisions. Yeah, I mean, okay, that's a given.
その時点でもう間違っていますよ。
わらわが何を間違えたというのか。
あなたの勝利はバトラ君を屈服させることではありませんよ。バトラ君にあなたという存在を認めてもらうことではありませんか？
I mean, that's a given. We're all under that same expectation.
なんと。
It's just indeed, Beatrice just takes it like to a whole nother level.
バトラにゴマを吸ってわらわを魔女と認めてください、お願いしますと頼み込めというのか。愚かな。そこまでわらわは落ちぶれてはおらぬ。
Beato growled like a dog in a bad mood. Virgilia shrugged her shoulders, snickering at her disciple, who was as short-tempered as always. Right, the North Wind and the Sun make a bet who can steal the cloak from a traveler. The North Wind blows as hard as it can, which makes the traveler just hold on the cloak even tighter. Well, the sun just shines warm and friendly on him, so he puts away the cloak all on his own. Yeah, I was about to suggest that before I finished reading the sentence. Ah, but like, if the sun is hot, then he wouldn't need the cloak. And yeah, there we go. Uh-huh. Thank you for condensing that for me. Thank you, thank you. Right, yeah, so basically Beatrice is being the wind right now.
ヒントは出しました。あとはあなたがよく考えることですよ。いずれにせよ、バトラ君にこれまでの手は通用しません。相当の戦略転換が必要になるでしょう。
言われずとも分かっておる。北風と太陽の話は何が言いたいのかさっぱりだが、とにかく方針を変えねばならぬことは分かった。お師匠様もあっと驚くような奇策を披露してみせるぞ。
それは楽しみですね。バトラ君はそれにどう挑むのかしら。あなたの健闘も祈っていますよ。
バトラのついでに。では、
Ay, ay, ay.
もう投げ出して降参？
Hello.
そんなに眠いなら、お布団かぶって眠っちゃえば？
That's so mean. She stayed up all night. She hasn't had sleep in over 24 hours. Give her a break. As my consciousness grew vague and I pretended to fight my drowsiness, sinking deeper and deeper into the sofa, I scolded myself.
あんなにも、クラウスから当主の座を奪ってやりたいって夢見てきたんでしょ？そのチャンスを私の魔法が与えたのに、あなたはもう放り投げちゃうの？
そうは言うけれど、この謎は本当に難解よ。知恵の輪の方がまだマシだわ。解けるってことが絶対に約束されているもの。でもこの碑文の謎は、それすらも約束されているかわからない。私は、挑むだけ無駄な勝負を挑んでるのかもしれない。
Still hazy, I looked at the notebook which I had been holding the whole time. It was open to the page with the epitaph, which I had stared at, almost burned a hole through in so many hundreds of nights I had lost count. That is truly a door. On the other side is the Golden Land. That place which, ever since I was a child, I've wished to reach. I've spared no effort to reach, and I've never been able to reach. Here I am with both hands upon the door, and even though the door is open, I still cannot reach the other side.
そうよ。あなたは扉に手をかけている。さあ、それを力いっぱい開くの。そして、その扉に書かれた文字を読むのよ。
力いっぱい扉に書かれた文字を読む。
Strain your eyes, see through to what lies further beyond the epitaph written in the notebook.
懐かしき故郷は、私たちの想像をきっと裏切らないわ。お父様が唯一懐かしむ過去は、少年時代だけだもの。
そうね。なら、鮎の川は、それが泳ぐ川は複数あるし、お父様が住んでいた場所のすぐ近くにあったかは怪しい。鮎の生息するどの川が地図上距離的に近いか。なんて話になると、急に曖昧になって特定ができなくなる。
自分で言ったじゃない。水の流れる川かどうかわからないって。鮎という言葉がそんなにもややこしいなら忘れてしまえば？川で考えるの。川で。家系図という連想は悪くないわ。その要領で川から連想するものを他にも考えてみて。
川じゃなくて？川じゃなかったら鮎は泳げないのに？ああ。でも、鮎が泳げるってことは、海まで繋がってるのかしら。川魚だけど、海に出るってうちの人も言ってたし。海まで。いえ、でも。
気づいた？でもうろ覚えなの。ここには書庫があったはず。調べれば確認できるわ。
それが鮎の川なら。そして、鍵は6文字の単語かもしれないなら、鍵が本当にその川に眠ってるというの？
I don't know, I don't know. Anyway, I have to search in an atlas. But even if I know that, I don't know from what I should take the 6
本
characters.
当にわからないの？よく考えて。私たちは下手に頭がいいから発想が硬いのよ。気分の謎なんて大層に考えないで、子供の謎だと思って。男なんていくつになったって子供なの。お父様が老境に差し掛かったとしても、心の中の本質的な部分は子供と何も変わらない。お父様への畏怖を捨てるの。マリアが船の中で突然出してくるようなくだらなくて低俗な謎遊びだと思って。
謎くだらない低俗な。あれは確かなんだっけ。
I'm sure if my memory isn't wrong. That was probably, no, I don't have to rely on my vague memory. I should be able to figure that out immediately too by searching in the archive.
私たちは多分もう答えに気づいてるわ。あとはそれが正しいか調べるだけよ。さあエヴァ、誰にも気づかれないように書庫へ。
Alone?
あそこには
Great idea, good job.
お父様の書斎から溢れ出した硬い本が山積みよ。きっと私たちの疑問に答えてくれる本が見つかるわ。急いで。これが生涯で最初で最後の
Google
私
Maps
たちの
time.
夢の叶うチャンス。
Yeah, the 1986 Google Maps. But Natsuki tried to lay a blanket over her. Eva suddenly jumped
ご
up.
めんなさい。起こしてしまいましたね。
エヴァ、眠いなら無理をしなくていいぞ。お前から休みなさい。
ありがとう。ちょっとお化粧室に行って顔を洗ってくるわね。
無理をせんと休んだ方がええで。また体に触るで。
本当に大丈夫だってば。すぐ戻るわね。
Leaving only those words behind, I left the lobby at a brisk pace. The lobby was partitioned off by a door, so as soon as I went into the corridor, they could no longer see me. The archive was next to the servant room. Father always owned a vast book collection, but after he started to become engrossed with his occult hobby, his library of those kinds of books grew even larger, so that the normal books suitable for a normal study had been forced out as his study overflowed. This archive was where those normal books were stored. They were all stiff books for intellectuals, like complete volume sets of encyclopedias. But that was very convenient for me now that I was investigating something. I entered softly, and just in case I checked the room with my gun readied, making sure that there were no suspicious people there. Then I locked it from the inside. I actually wasn't thinking that the murderer might be hiding somewhere. What scared me was my fear that one of the siblings might hear what I was investigating. My heart had started jumping. I had been half asleep until a short time ago, so I hadn't been able to realize how significant this thing I had realized was. I'm trying to disconnect myself as much as I can from like this sense of like, ooh, I know what it is, but like as readers we don't get a single hint of it. It's just like the character knows. Great, fantastic, good job. Yes, Eva Gigabrain time. Okay, cool. But as I started to become aware, my heart started feeling like it was about to explode.
これ他の兄弟たちは誰も気づいてないのかしら。
クラウスとルドルフは気づかないと思うわ。でもキリエはわからない。あいつおかしな勘が鋭いわ。あとはローザもわからない。
ローザもグドンよ。昔っから呆れるくらいにね。
そう？
That part I think it's not necessarily true.
あなたにグドンと思い込ませて、
Exactly.
不必要な恨みを買わない程度には賢いと思ってる。
She has constantly lived in a way where she downplays herself so as not to get into trouble or yeah, that's exactly it.
あった。これになら載ってるかしら。
I pulled the book out and flipped through the pages.
これ鮎の皮。
なるほど。鮎の皮とはそういう意味なのね。
I mean, it's a hint that it's something you can look up in a book, isn't it? The way it sounds to me, maybe I misinterpreted it. It sounds like this is something that's very specific to their family. Like, I don't know if I would have access to that book. But anyway.
もたもたしないでさらに調べて。
分かってる。川を下ればやがて里あり。里って町や村って意味。人口密集地だもの。そんなのいくらでもあるわよ。
どうして思考を停止するの？嫌ならやめちゃえば？後ろ宮家の当主は桐江に譲っちゃえば？
嫌よ。私が当主になるの。これがその最初で最後のチャンスなのよ。里って何？里ってどういう意味？この川を下ると里なんてあるの？
Oh god.
その
It's so
里に
intense.
二人が口にし岸を探れ。岸を？分かってる？
Okay.
分かってる。
All those pieces that I hadn't been able to understand at all were right before my eyes, starting to snap into place all by themselves. I couldn't even remember to close my open mouth. My throat grew completely dry. Is it really alright for this to be the answer? Really? Really? But this... I'm sorry.
これは全然6文字じゃないわ。
That was her line, my bad.
これが答えに間違いないって断言できるけど、これは全然6文字に満たない。
また思考停止？ならそれを6文字で読める方法を考えなさい。思いつかないなら調べなさい。きっと答えはある。それを疑ってはダメ。それが信じられないならとっとと泣き寝入りでもしてへそでもかんで死んじゃえば。
1、2、3、4、5、6文字つけた。
Good job, Eva.
これが黄金鏡への鍵。
それが黄金鏡への、私たちの子供の頃からの夢への鍵。その鍵を刺す鍵穴はあそこしかない。生贄に捧げるのはきっとあれ。もうわかるよね。
Okay. Shinjaiba! Yes. Pretty much. Oh my lord. Oh, wow. Okay.
こっち。
Right. Since the chapter has ended and we're kinda close to the end of the time slot for the stream, I feel like I would leave it here. And then we jump into this straight up next time. How about that? I scream like that every time I solve a crossword puzzle. I guess you have that kind of passion for them, huh? Oh, wow. Yeah, thank you so much for joining me, guys. Let's stay for a moment on the title screen. Yeah, thanks for joining. It's made fine by your presence here, 100%. I wouldn't be doing anything by myself, so... Next episode would be PogChamp. Okay, looking forward to it. So, we shall be doing that on Thursday. And let me have a look. Yeah, I believe this will go like this. We still have streams on the regular schedule next week. But the week after that, I will take a break. Because I will be moving house and I have some very intense goal after hours, like after working hours go live at work as well, scheduled actually on a Thursday, more or less, if it, you know, the deadline stands up until then. So I think it's the wisest thing to just take that week off streaming so I can focus on the other things going on. But then after that we come back with the usual Tuesday, Thursday schedule on the 29th, that is. Yes. So we still have 3 more streams to go until the break-in. I'll remind you again, but yeah, I have to. It's just too much going on. And especially since I'm gonna have to move all of my setup and then figure out at least a semi-decent way of putting it back together in the new place. Yeah, I would need that time. Next stream will be crazy. Alright, can I turn this off somehow? Because I just want to be on the main screen without that thing playing. Is that even possible? Is there like a checkbox somewhere that I missed? I can't tell. Is the volume? No, I think not. Yeah. Oh well. Anyway, this was what I wanted to introduce at the end of the stream, but yeah, I will remind you again. It will just be 1 week and then we come right back into it. Everything is fine. You can put the CG of Battler. Okay, sorry, I need to allow that. There's a lane, apparently. Apparently, Automod is very sensitive to things. It wasn't that bad. No, it was not, but like, yeah, I still have to improve it. You can put the CG of Battler's naked butt on the screen, otherwise no. Okay. I just want this thing to not play automatically. Like, it keeps, like, starting by itself. Yeah. Anyways. It's time to say goodnight. Thanks so much for all the good times in the chats. It's such a fun time to share this with you. So I'm looking forward to keep doing that. And see you on Thursday for the crazy episode. Let's see what happens then. I'm curious. For now, take care of yourselves. Night night. Do all the good healthy stuffs. Rest. And I'll see you with the refreshed forces on Thursday. Take care. Bye bye.